Being an outcast male or a male that doesn't traditionally fit in with society's norms, it actually changes your mind and it warps your reality because you see reality for what it really is. Meanwhile, other people, they stay stuck in this fantasy world, thinking that the world is a fair place, a nice place, a place where anybody can just succeed, you know, when that's not the case. A lot of people are in good positions in life because of their genetics, because of their connections, because of their fundamental economic situation that's very good. And a lot of us are put into gratuitous situations and situations that are designed to make us see the oblivion, to make us see that this world is truly not fair. You have some of the most talented people that I personally seen with their artwork and things of that nature that you've never heard from. You know, just the other day I seen somebody's artwork and on Instagram they got about 40 followers or something like that. And some of their artwork, some of the likes is like 2 likes, 7 likes. And I'm like, this artwork, if it just has some money behind it, some momentum behind it, this person could actually be somebody. And yet in this world, people like that are shitted on. Some of the most isolated people are some of the most talented people. And some of the most people that are socially active, that are actively engaging in, social circle dynamics. These are some of the most soulless, talentedless people you can ever imagine and see. They have no creative vision. They have no innovation, technique, skills, or attributes. They don't have the propensity. They don't have the propensity of creation, and they don't have any type of acuity when it comes to developing things that grow in nature and grow their spirit. If you see the world and how it is now, most people are NPCs and drones. It's brutal to see it, and it creates a psychological dynamic. Have you ever just been just a guy in our position where you're walking down the street minding your business and you can just feel the energy around you. You can just feel, okay, this area is not a good area, or this area, has certain spirits around it, or all of a sudden somebody you're just walking down the street and somebody they slow their car down to look at you as if you're some type of threat or something like that, or if you're one of their ops. And it's like, why are you slowing your car down? What the hell? Like, I know I don't look like, little Trey with the AK, you know what I mean? Or if you're standing in line or if you're waiting for something, I remember not too long ago, I was at this eyeglass place, right? And I come in there early, and I'm sitting there waiting. And I'm waiting for like an hour and a half. And these other people come, they come in within like 5 minutes. Like they come like way after I've been waiting for a long time. They just come in and they get them already scheduled and in and out. And I'm just like, what the hell? Little shit like that, which is crazy because it's like, that I've been here earlier before everybody else, and you see me waiting here, but I'm the only person with my dark skin color configuration in that sector, So even if you try to act normal and try to be a good person, society will find a way to try to target you, will try to pick at you, will try to make you feel like you don't belong in the society. And this creates some of the greatest philosophers, it creates some of the greatest poets, some of the greatest artists. But guys in our position, we have to understand that we fight this battle alone. We don't fight this battle with an army. We fight this battle in solitude. We fight this battle in isolation and devastation and mental annihilation and soul degradation to a degree. Your soul may degrade to a certain point, but you can still use the strength of all this isolation and annihilation we face. You can use that strength and transmute it. Take the pain of what you're going through and put that into something creative. Put that in something that will grow. It's like an asset, Look at your soul, your spirit as an asset that appreciates in value. Remember, this life is a spiritual prison. We are divine entities trapped in this limited experience. Remember that. Even if you don't believe that, I guarantee if you go to Skinwalker Ranch, it would change your mind real quickly and real swiftly. If you try to climb the Himalaya mountains to see those Yetis come out those caves, it wouldn't be a myth then. You know, like I've read so many documents over the years that are declassified from the Central Intelligence Agency, from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You know, and a lot of these documents are redacted, but you read between the lines of them, and there's creatures, monsters, entities that they don't tell the public. They want you to think that your everyday life, you wake up, you go to your 9 to 5, you pay bills and come home. They want you to think that that's life. That's a prison. That's a cycle of imprisonment. True freedom is being able to do whatever you want, how you want, when you want. And in this world, that's called financial freedom. Point blank, period. And without financial freedom, you can never have true freedom. And this is why the world is designed the way it is. That's why they were attacking the SNAP and EBT stuff. It's why they have the inflation, but don't correlate wages with the inflation. They do it on purpose, but when Israel needs a bailout, it gets a bailout. Whenever these big companies and corporations needs a bailout, they get a bailout. They get billions of dollars, hell, trillions of dollars, you know, and it's no problem for them to help the rich. And they help the rich but sacrifice the souls of the poor. How is that even fair? How is that even viable? That doesn't do anything to the revitalization and stabilization of the soul. It doesn't. We are all human beings. We all have emotions and feelings and thoughts and dreams, ambitions and goals. Yet, if you're an ugly guy, if you're a poor guy, if you're a guy in a messed up position, the world doesn't care about you. And people want me to do a video on that one girl called Shelby. Yeah, I know who she is, and I've seen her, you know, but, you know, I'm still the black pill villain, right? But I'm not really the black pill villain no more, you know? I'm trying to expand. You know, as Savvy Guy says, you know, let's just expand on our topics and expand on, you know, different things. Talk about some real shit. We already know female nature. We already know that Shelby girl, she wanted to, can have a boyfriend in 2 seconds. We know that. So there's no point even dwelling on that, you know? And I admit, when I made those bot videos, it got me internet famous, pretty much, I guess, you know? My channel blew up, you know? I remember in one night I went from 500 subscribers to 800 subscribers, and boom, hit 1,000 and just kept going, you know? But I don't want to take the channel in that direction anymore. And I remember Javal told me that a while back, you know? But, you know, hell, I mean, when you're popping, you know what I mean? When you're at the top of the game, you're at the top of the game, and you don't really, you know, you just want to keep climbing higher, right? But now, I just want to talk about real topics, things that can help you, you know, because I make these videos to help you. It helps me vent, but also, you know, I wish I had an older brother when I was younger that would tell me, you know, what's really important in life, what to really chase in life, and how to turn your pain into an ignition source for your dreams and ambitions to come true. Because this world doesn't want you to figure out that you have more power than you think. They want you to feel like you're nothing. They want to feel like the rich and the powerful, they want to feel like you're just they want you to feel like you're just a cog in the machine, and you're supposed to just do as you're told, when you're told, how you're told. And a lot of people accept that, you know. But life has to have a deeper meaning, because all this money you make in life, if you make a lot of money, you can't take it with you. You can't go up to the Grim Reaper and say, I give you $1 million so I can have some, you know, air. Let me ask you a question. If you were in a submarine and the water was rising, and the water rises above your nose, what's more important in that situation? Having $1 million or having just another breath of oxygen? You see? It's crazy how they create these fundamental and essential systems to trap our spirits, to trap our dreams, to trap our souls. It makes it feel like life is meaningless at times, because the purpose of this life in this world now is to get money, 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 you know? And money's put on such a high pedestal that people forget that you need spiritual growth and development and nourishment. You have an eternal soul that needs to be fed. It needs to be watered like any other seed. Yet in this world, they make you neglect your soul. They make you neglect your dreams. They make you neglect your talents and things that make you you and make you unique. Don't you find it crazy when you see like a lot of people who behave like the same way, you see somebody in Texas that will behave like somebody in California, somebody in California that will behave like somebody in Nebraska. You know, don't get me wrong, you have different people that in those states are totally different, right? But you have certain people that have certain attitudes, characteristics, and the way they act, the way they talk, the tonality of their vocalizations. And it's like that's the same type of NPC, you know? And it's like, wow. And the people that can see through all this bullcrap in this world are always the ones that are targeted. Always the ones that are targeted for torment, torture, obliteration, and incineration. And when you start to realize that, you're like, there's more to this world than what we see with our physical eyes. There's more to it, you know, because life has to have a deeper, significant meaning. But if you know about the secret text, you already know that this is a spiritual prison designed to torment our souls to get the loose energy. It's a loose energy harvesting farm, point blank, period. That's why there's so many negative situations you find yourself in. That's why when you're somebody that becomes awakened and you see the world for what it really is, life starts to attack you. These preliminary parameters are in place to make sure people that spiritually get out of line, that sees, hey, why is that Pope saying he's a holy man, but he's doing dirty things with, underage people, but he's the Pope. He's the Pope of Rome, or you know what I mean, or the Vatican, but he's always getting caught doing evil shit. Why is that always happening? They never get punished. They never get sent to prison. They never get in trouble. Meanwhile, if you walk down the street with a joint in the wrong area, they throw you in jail for life, damn near, you know? How is that even fair? How does that make any type of adequate sense? Man, if I could create my own nation, my own planet, or my own world, I would. Honestly, I'll get as far away from this galaxy, as far as away as the gods and the beings who oversee this oblivion prison, this sector of hell. And honestly, I'll start like a small little moon colony. I want to handpick everybody who comes in there, though, because I don't want no, people that are just going to cause trouble, right? Handpick everybody, that I can, and try to form a good colony and try to start over. But one of the worst fears is that the same energetic negative frequencies and manifestations of it will try to carry over into that, and then it'll be like the same cycle will repeat. We in this world, we have to find our way. When you're a lonely guy, a guy that's not really accepted by mainstream society because you just see the world different, you understand that a lot of social human interactions are fake. You understand that a lot of people, they wear one mask in front of certain people and then wear another mask in front of you, and you have friends that you kind of age away from. There's people in my life, or I had in my life, that I never thought that we would not talk or we would not be friends, and gradually and slowly and proficiently and effectively we moved away. They had different dreams, goals, and ambitions, and I had different dreams, goals, and ambitions. You know how many people I tried to say, hey man, let's try to build together. Like, I'm still new at making, melodies or whatever, but let's just try to create something. Let's try to start an LLC or something like that. Two heads are better than one. And plus, like, when you're, like, at the time, one of my homies, his brother was kind of like a local club promoter. And I was like, bro, why don't we just try to start an LLC and stuff and tell your brother, hey man, you make a little song, tell him promote it. You know what I mean? Cause he's pretty, but people are like, oh man, I don't know, it's not going to work. And blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, damn. Well, I wish I was around. I wish I found people that were really serious about their dreams and ambitions, and had connections. Because when you can see your dream clearly, even though it's probably too late, it makes it more achievable. But when you're in a world that's designed to drown out your true identity, and it's trying to mold you into an NPC character, it's trying to mold you into a lobotomized creature where you can't think for yourself, you can't even control your emotional stabilization. You have a lot of emotional fluctuations and a lot of things that deter your soul from spiritual growth and development. I don't know, man, but I know in the future there's going to be a lot of problems in the future. Wait till the American dollar falls. Wait till, a new, Vaxi with a Krabby Patty comes out. Wait till the next AI wars, I predict by the year 2070 that there's going to be an artificial intelligence uprising, just like the movie Terminator. You can Google the company Skynet. It's a real company now. So imagine what the future holds when it comes to artificial intelligence. Imagine artificial intelligence creating more artificial intelligence. You know what I mean? It's gonna be the annihilation and detriment of humanity, and it's pure insanity. It's something that can be stopped right now, but it's something that's purposely being led in that direction on purpose. Just like World War I, just like World War II. And in case if you didn't know this, look up World War II and look up Judea declares war on Germany. Look that up. Just Google Judea declares war on Germany in World War II. That's a lot of people don't even know that. Because they don't teach that in history class. It's something you have to look up independently yourself. But anyway, I'm done, man. Hope you guys have a good weekend, man. And keep your heads up. You're not in this battle alone. And we're soldiers, man. We're meant from the front lines of battle. And that's where we'll be.